you jingling me? Fucking jingling phone. Hi. Look at how red my hair got again. Look at it. Look at it. Oh my god. Why is it turning red? I don't know. Back is not allowed to do this. So I've been having an internal dialogue conversation with Mr. JC. And I've been avidly, purposefully avoiding doing this reading. I haven't even been able to have one cup of coffee in peace. I don't want to do a reading. I don't want to deal with any of this at all. But he's saying and asking very nicely. So let's do it. And I'm talking about the real JC, not the fake one. Because the real one, I actually like him. Because he's, family. Real family. So I don't know what the fuck this reading is about. I don't want to be doing this. I'd rather go watch my I Love Lucy reruns right now. But I keep hearing a maze. A maze. A maze. In 3 different tones. Over and over and over. And I sat down after I recorded that little teeny live stream with Tux, and I went and poured myself another cup of coffee, and I'm like, maybe I'll get to drink a sip out of this one. And I sat down and I had a fucking sip, and then I'm seeing a vision of a maze, like a labyrinth underground, and a bunch of people running through it. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. Over and over and over, like little balls falling down those game shows. They're like ding, 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 falling down. I'm like, oh my fucking God, what the fuck is this? So what my guides and Mr. JC were saying without words is, wait. So, okay, I've been waiting for weeks, years. I've been following these, directions, very peaceful, very calm, being loud and ridiculous when I need to be, and then being myself afterwards. Okay, and they're all me anyway. It's like infinity in here. I mean, seriously, it's like infinite in here. So this is really annoying me today. I'm genuinely frustrated by being asked to do this reading and being told and seen the word maze and shown a maze. And then the thing that's really irritating me, really irritating me, is that I'm apparently in the maze and I'm at the center or close to the center, and I'm like the checkpoint. And I have no idea what I'm seeing, but it's like I'm seeing a movie where there's a bunch of teenagers and they're running around this maze. And then there's certain people in the maze that are pointing away and others who are blocking the way. And in one part of the maze, there's someone who I knew being a complete, blocked himself into a corner and he doesn't know which way to go. Oh, God. And then there's a whole bunch of other ones, and I can see them all, right? But people keep bumping into where I'm at. And I'm like, why am I even in this maze? And I'm leaving the maze, but then there's a different layer to it. So even when they think they've won, they haven't won. It's just another level, over and over and over. And it's annoying me. You know how if you have a piece of clothing on that feels really tight and you just want to rip it off. This entire request to do this reading has me feeling like I want to rip it apart. Not in anger, not in any kind of petty feeling, but it's just The purpose of the thing is that it has no purpose, so me doing it has no purpose. But doing it gives it a purpose. I don't even know how else to explain it, because the reason why I decided to do this, and I'm like, fine, is because of that. That was sitting there, and I couldn't even find it earlier because it was by my crystals in between those cards over there. And I'm looking at this and I see the word God. And I'm like, what the hell, bro? What the hell? So we're gonna okay. Let's see what this is, because I really have, I obviously gained nothing from this. So you guys need to hear something from this. So let's see what you mean. Something about a maze, and someone stuck in the maze. Whoever it is that's stuck in the maze, where there's like a bunch of them who keep Rubik's cubing themselves in the maze, because the maze keeps turning upside down. So left becomes right, up becomes down. This person created that person, this person, like this person I'm looking at from a top point view, created so many boundaries in so many different directions. They kind of cocooned themselves in. But and it's all due to pride. And I'm looking at that person, and then there's other ones who keep losing the direction they're going because someone else comes in and they're like, oh, it's that way. And then like the direction they're going gets turned around. And then they're right back to where they started again. Because every time that they go in one direction, someone else comes in from there. The same energy in different suits, and keeps sending them back and forth. Remember the other day I told you I keep having these visions of a carnival and a bunch of kids playing in the carnival. This maze feels like it's an exhibit in the carnival. But the other thing I've been seeing is the face of or the torso focus. The torso of one of those machines where you put like a quarter in and it tells you your fortune. One of those. And I see fortunes being spit out over and over and over. Oh my God. I think Mr. JC is being funny. You guys see it too, right? Hi there, Lucifer here. Welcome to my channel. I know everything. That's this energy. There's associations with Lucifer for the Empress, Libra, Lucifer, the Great Mother, Gaia, all that, right? The Virgo, the Earth Mother, the Hermit, the Wise Man, the martyr, kind of, the one who goes and hides to find the star within. And yeah, you see it. You fucking see it. So Amaze. Okay, so 9 hours or 9 days, you're going to be given a direction to go in. Someone's going to point the way towards something that leads towards a mother figure. But it's being brought to you by something that is presenting itself like an old man in a cloak. And he's holding a star, but it's a Star of David. It's not the star. It's a false star. It's a designed star. Not that the Star of David is a false star, but that it's a man-made design of a star, because the actual stars have multiple different angles and shapes based on cymatics. So it's not natural stars, it's false light, which means someone is deceiving you guys with false light. They're pretending to be something they're not. They're hiding the Empress. They're guiding something or someone or people in a different direction, because those people are in the snow and they're trying to come to the mother. They're guiding them somewhere in a false direction based on a false light. while the real mother is somewhere else in the field, just kind of solo dolo chilling out. She's like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, don't know what's going on. Keep it that way. Well, what do you mean? Exactly. I feel that energy. Like very see? Blocked. Very on a need to know basis. It's very militaristic in a way. I'm feeling a very strong sense. You see how this wheat is all cut in a direction? Like it's all kind of, it was one cut, but then there's a whole bunch of them kind of growing, but some of them aren't. I'm seeing it like a group of uniforms. I guess I can put it that way. Like uniforms that take orders from other uniforms in multiple different uniforms. And some of them are keeping their head up and others are still keeping their head down. It's almost like the white borders are the same. The snow is just 2 feet over there and people get so close, but then they get distracted by a old white man. And then they go the other way and they miss that Empress energy. Because I have to look at this in a maze. Because I keep hearing amaze, like amazement and a maze. So now if I flip this around and look at this like a zodiac wheel, like a point looking outwards at the zodiac wheel. This is a Virgo and Taurus, but it's also a Venus, and in a way, Saturn, kind of, maybe. I mean, it's the Hermit. It's hidden. It's something that's always manipulative, whether it wants to be or not. It's the Hermit. It's not the Star. It's not Temperance. It's not the Empress. It's not the High Priestess. It's the Hermit. From, those are all 1 through 9, 1 through 8, or a whole bunch of other things. But the 9th card is the Hermit. Something stops at someone you guys consider a wise sage that gives advice about occult things. And it's not me, the person here. I'm the one reading this for you. In the, like, above the maze, looking into the maze. And I'm seeing this like I'm looking at the top of their heads. Every time these little lines get close to this wise one shows up and goes, nope, the other way. But they're holding false light. You see the stars on her head? It's not really the same star. It's not even the same light. She wears the real crown in nature, but he's holding a false light bulb that resembles those, but it's not. And they keep blocking the way to that Empress and causing confusion and then celebrating about it as if they're doing something good. But what they're not seeing is these ridiculous 8 wands, so 8 different perspectives, 8 different hands, 8 different epiphanies, 8 different revelations or spiritual awakenings, 8 different things that are right beneath the 9 of the Hermit that are coming right at them, going bonk, 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 and then they create a bridge to the Empress. My lady, you're free. Oh, why, thank you. Okay, let's go back to this, because that's a whole bunch of manipulation I don't want to get into, and I don't really give a fuck about what the hell that was about, because that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. Someone doing this to move people the other way from her. So it's kind of given me, in a religious context, people saying that it's only Father God, but Father God even has a wife. Like, but that person isn't saying that. They're saying it's only, quote unquote, one thing. But that one thing would make two of itself immediately because it would be lonely. It's divine intelligence. It cannot create something, evil and allow it to exist. Therefore, there is only love. So if there's something presenting itself as this, it's obviously this energy then, isn't it? Something is not as it appears because it's something that's been turned upside down on itself. But it's not something that's friendly. A fox is a mischievous creature. But is it mischievous to benefit or is it mischievous to harm? Either or. It just depends on how the wheel spins, how people are looking at it, where you're standing, where you're looking, whose turn it is to be the mystery keepers. And when I zoom out of this vision, I'm still being shown the carnival space, and there's all these different rides and games. But my attention keeps being yanked back to the maze, and this hermit holding a lantern with a false light. And the Empress is right behind him. So in a way, it's kind of like, from my point of view, how I'm seeing this, like this is the Great Mother, right? That's the Mother of God. And then Father God is her son, and Father God has his own entire menagerie of children, and they're all creating things, and then their creations are creating things. And it's a whole bunch of fuckery all over, but it's the divine tapestry. But people don't find her because her son is kind of like, no, there's no mama. No. But there's so much stuff going on that the sabotage itself is revealing and canceling out the sabotage that's been done. Because there's so much evil, there's so much betrayal, there's so much fucking nonsense in the world that no matter who appears to you like this, they're probably fucking lying to you. Because the truth of all of it is, if God exists and it's a man, then it obviously has a mother. Therefore, everything we know is kind of bullshit. Everything we've been told by little old white men in robes is bullshit. It's just bullshit. So these people in this maze looking around, and they're like right at the exit line, and then this false light is like, oh no, you guys, you're totally cold. You got to go the other way. And they're like, bro, over there is back to the beginning. And they're like, yeah, just go there and then make a left. And then they're like, okay. So they're like going back there because there's no combat. So they drop their swords. And then they're like, which way do we go? And this guy's picking up their swords and running back to this false light and being like, sup, boss, look what I got. And in the meanwhile, the sense of fucking treachery in this is that they think they're protecting her. And she's just sitting there like, okay, kids. Okay. Because there's still some here. You see that? There's still some that are still knowing that she's still there. They haven't been cut away. And then nature itself knows. You see that back there? Nothing there's been cut. Water flows freely. The sky's clear. Everyone sees the yellow color, the confidence, the willpower, the wisdom. They see the Great Mother. They see the source, the Venus, the feminine, the harvest, the wheat, the rice, the flow of life. It comes from the mother. Even the magician goes to, what is it? The magician, high priestess, emperor. So the magician becomes an emperor after becoming the four kings. He becomes the magician, and then he becomes an emperor because he met with the high priestess. She initiates him into being an emperor. She's the one in charge. She's holding the scepter saying, I dub thee the emperor, whatever. They want to control that. And then the Empress is, wait, is it the Empress 3 and then the Emperor 4? Either way, these two bang and then it's the fifth card. And then from there it goes on. Like you got to play it out like a movie and see it. But there's a lot of manipulation. A lot. People are manipulating each other so much they can't even tell what's real anymore. And that's how it cancels itself out. It's kind of like that prophecy about the child of light revealing or undoing the realm of the archons or something. I was thinking about that last night as I was trying to sleep, and I'm like, why am I even thinking about this? And I started laughing so bad because I realized, wait a minute, all this evil that exists, like I was saying earlier, and I totally got sidetracked. All this evil, all the false light, the false God, the false Christ, the false everything that's been pretending to be the real thing. Because there is a real Jesus Christ. There are real deities. There are real angels and demons. There are real fairies and elves. There are real beings like this. We are creator beings. What we dream and imagine happens. These are all real things. Empathy is real. Psychic powers, and they're all real. But if you're telling me that there is a pool of consciousness that encompasses the entirety of existence, all of infinity, all parallel dimensions, all parallel timelines, all variants, all universes, multiverses, all the tapestries, variations of each and every single fucking point of consciousness in existence based on every single fucking choice each and every single fucking point makes, that repeats and fractals out infinitely and eternally, multiplied by its own self by every choice it makes. You're telling me that creation that exists right now was made by a God who is stupid enough to allow evil to exist without a fucking purpose? You expect me to believe that it's okay to sacrifice blood? You expect me to believe that it's okay to harm or rape others in the name of a God? Or that a God exists that is still learning to not be evil? You expect me to believe, Mr. False Light Holder, that in some way the sun of wisdom itself is something corrupt and broken and it's creating the world of matter to harm things? Are you insane? How could divinity, God itself, the source of all things, and then all of its creations, how could any true evil exist in any of it? Because if eternity is already in existence and it's already all there infinitely, which means there is a source of creation and it's intelligent, which means it's intelligent enough to know evil doesn't need to exist because it's intelligent. So what it would do is utilize evil in a specific place as a school to teach souls what it already knows, so they have that experience while they grow up and experience things. But some of you want people to believe that God is broken and God is stupid and petty and evil and capable of harming others, when it's you guys doing it to yourselves. I don't comprehend it. I really don't comprehend it. I don't comprehend how humanity can believe that God is broken. I don't get it. And I don't comprehend how people would think for thousands of years that an entire planet that has a consciousness that's connected to the tapestry of life would be a prison planet and other beings wouldn't know and wouldn't have helped in thousands of years already. I mean, use some common sense. I know we've been traumatized, but use some fucking common sense. God is not broken. God is absolute pure love. Everything you guys are experiencing is designed to teach you wisdom. It's not meant to harm you. But if you guys keep falling for this ridiculous old man in a robe, I mean, you get what's coming to you, don't you? You've literally been blasted by the truth. And some of you guys still can't find the God within you and the link to the goddess and the God within you. You bend your knees and you look up and you pray outwards into the sky. But God, goddess, the mother, the father, Jesus Christ is inside you guys and inside all of us. But you guys keep praying to nameable deities that other old white men imagined. And you run through the maze of life missing the entire point that you're supposed to be relishing the experience of matter. Instead of fucking each other into oblivion with treachery. And then you guys think everybody thinks like that. There's no fucking way I personally, as an individual human being, could think as petty as some of these people. I wouldn't be able to descend in frequency far enough to make plans so petty. I mean, the fucking lengths people have gone to create a false light antichrist. And even that backfired in their face. Like, what the fuck? And so some people believe that there's a conspiracy or like the world is ruled by archons. Well, obviously, they're her grandchildren. Of course, it's ruled by archons. What else would it be ruled by? Angels? They're off on the other place and they're right inside you and next to you. They're all around. We're all working together. It's a family. Who hurt you so bad that makes you think your family hates you? They're the problem. Whoever that old white man is telling you there's only that way. Because the real Son of God told you there's a mother too. But he was sacrificed, wasn't he? And now they're trying to play the same game again, by the same playbook, over and over and over. And let me tell you, they're like, what do we do now? Which way do we go now? What do we do? Why don't you have another drink? Why don't you guys sit down, think it through, and ask yourselves, what if she's right? What if she's right? What if we actually cut the bullshit and trust each other for like 5 minutes? And trust that there's a divine mother and her child playing a beautiful story out for humanity to teach them to trust the fates, to trust destiny, to trust the great mothers, to trust the true Father. Because there is a Father, but He does not ask you to worship and bend your knee to Him. All He asks is that you take care of the great mother and each other. Don't lie, don't steal, don't cheat, don't hurt each other, don't rape. It's not that difficult. Don't enslave each other. Don't mock each other, and don't mock the great mother. How difficult is that? But people don't see that because there's been someone pretending to be that father. And people think that that father sent his son to die for him and that that's okay. Penguins think it's okay to watch their own kind get raped by seals because they're afraid of the size of the seal. So they watch other penguins get raped and scream while a seal is getting off. And they do nothing. People have been conditioned through trauma to stand there and watch betrayal occur and do nothing. Well, what do we do now, Dort? Guess we pour another cold one. You might as well. I mean, you guys canceled yourselves out. A universe of evil cannot exist because God and the Great Mother, wisdom itself, will itself, cannot be evil. There cannot be lesser wisdom. There cannot be. There can only be unexperienced wisdom living a mortal life. Zoe. There cannot be wisdom that is foolish. Wisdom itself is the complete inexistence of foolishness. It already knows better. Even if it's foolish wisdom, it already knows better than anything foolish. It cancels itself out. In a universe created by a God of love, God of good and evil, true evil cannot exist because it is based on the foundation of love. So every evil act is actually a loving act. It's just perceived with evil. Don't you see? It's a veil. It's a false light. It's hypnosis. It's an illusion. It's planetary amnesia. Gaia can't be unheard by the gods. She cannot be a prison planet. Lucifer cannot be a fallen, unredeemed angel. Like, these things are ridiculous. Why would the source of creation hate its own creation? Why would a creation hate its maker? It's ridiculous. People think it's okay because they've seen it in movies, and they're like, yeah, that makes sense. Do you really think Lucifer, Michael, Jesus, Raphael, Gabriel, Lakshmi, Krishna, all these gods and goddesses, do you really think they hate the source? Do you really think that? I mean, really. Some of you think I hate my family or my mother. Do you really think that? Is that how far your intelligence can go? Wow, I'm so sorry. I can't give you more information regarding this. Like, I'm really looking at this, and this is so plain and cut. Some of you are right at the finish line. You're right at the moment of having an epiphany in your own life. But you guys are being tricked by an old man on a fucking throne. Do you see this? And this throne isn't even giving me bad vibes. This dude is giving me royal vibes because I'm really noticing the fucking jewels in his crown. You see those? They're gorgeous. You know what they're reminding me of? An old Disney cartoon where an old marbles and those old German ice cubes that were round and filled with water and you could reuse them. Oh my God, they were amazing. And they were so colorful. And I remember some of the earliest memories in my life of my grandfather, my grandmother, my great grandfather, like all these people, all these old, wise, elder people. They were so noble. They were so regal. And I couldn't help but think, one day I'll be old and wise like that. Maybe, if I'm lucky enough. But as I've grown up, as this child looking in life, I'm noticing more and more. Old people aren't all wise. Wisdom is a gift. And some people don't have any of it. No matter what we do, we can't help them. We can't teach them. We can't save them. Because they think this universe was made by a broken God. But it is made by the child of wisdom. Even if it is the epitome of evil, it is made from wisdom. It is evil that is used to heal. It is truth that hurts, but it helps. It is a wound that is needed to be made to get to a cancer, to cut the cancer out. Evil is not evil because it doesn't exist. I've told you before, evil is the opposite of love or live. Think about it. Spell it backwards. True evil is wasting your life thinking that a God hates you, that you're not in the embrace of the mother, that you're not part of a family, that you're unloved, that you're uninspired, that you're not creating and sharing your gifts. True evil is the people that do that to other people, and they waste a life without ever murdering it. They allow it to live out and to be wasted. True betrayal on a scale so divine that it is the wasting of life force, the wasting of Zoe, the breath of life that was breathed into a body, human beings decided that that life was not worth it. It was not worth being allowed to live. They create games and carnivals and mazes and loops and traps, false lights, all to distract from the Great Mother and her son and her husband and the Great Father and his wife and their child. And we all know the Earth card is a hermaphrodite, and the hermit can be both. So their child, maybe they had 2 or 3 children at first. One of them is a hermaphrodite, one of them is a male, one of them is probably a true, like a genuine female with an actual womb. One of them is a female male with a womb and a penis and a vagina. And the other one is whatever they decide to be in each lifetime. And each of those created a whole bunch of stuff, etc., etc., etc. And if we loop it back with the Earth, Alpha, Omega, humans are distracting humans from this truth so they can control each other. And they make it okay for sacrifices. They make it seem like it's okay to do terrible things. They make it seem like it's what God wants. And then on the other side, they play the game of, oh, we're in a broken world. It's okay. We're allowed to do evil. It's free will. But what they do is provide evil options. And then they say, well, you chose it. It's free will. But they've manipulated the entire playing field so that everyone's stuck in karmic debt, which means everyone's karmic debt is cleared because it was all entrapment. They canceled each other out. It's so stupid. How could anybody create a world of matter, of mother, and then do evil on it and expect the mother and father not to notice? How did anyone think that abusing the earth on a planetary scale and covering it in fucking robotic machinery wasn't going to be noticed and stopped? How did anyone think that humans trying to leave the planet and go fuck other planets was going to be allowed? And how long do you think you guys were going to be allowed to kill, eat, and rape each other? Just how long? And then how many more sacrifices are you guys going to think God wants you to make so that God forgives you? When Father God is sitting there looking at you guys side-eyed. Did I send my son to get killed? Or did I send my son to help you and you killed him? And they're like, well, we don't know what's happening. We don't know. We don't know. Well, you sure knew when you were doing this, didn't you? Now you don't know? Now you don't know? That's cool. But you knew then when you were celebrating, didn't you? But now you're so sorry. See? It's right here in the cards. Some of you are like, oh, she's projecting again. No, I'm not. Lunary tarot, bitch. Everything I've said is exactly in these cards. I have nothing to gain from this. I don't make any fucking money. And I don't give a shit who's watching these readings. I don't give a fuck what you think of me. I mean, for all I know, some of you think I'm the Christ, and others of you think I'm the Antichrist. I mean, I can't do anything right for some of you. And no matter what I do or don't do, I'm always wrong or the villain. So I'm just tired of it. As a person, like, I'm so tired of being scapegoated, being gaslit, being blamed, being triangulated, being like poked and then said, look, she's growling. Well, stop poking me, dumbass. I'm not even angry. You're hitting a nerve that's making my face move that way. And then you're like, oh, look, she's angry. No, I'm not. Oh, she's so mad. Why is she so tilted? I'm not. I'm actually quite stable, and I'm telling the truth. See? Wow. Wow. Oh my God, thank you. The King and Queen of Swords with the Knight of Swords and the Four of Wands. Judgment, Eight of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, and obviously the Leo Cancer energy. I don't wanna. Here you go, Leo Cancer. It's your soulmate, the thing you wished for. I don't wanna. Okay, we're just gonna put you back. Bye. Now for others of you, You guys are being shown a massive amount of truth. You guys are hearing it in a multitude of different ways from both perspectives, from multiple different channels, your own intuition, your own knowing, and some of you are really involved in marriages, divorces, courts, etc., etc., legal things, medical things, lots of things that affect your body, your home, your vessel. But what you don't see coming is that something from the past is actually meant to benefit you, and you're supposed to work on it, and an offer is being made to you from something of the past, the judgment card, something you thought was dead and now it's back. Thank you, Diana. I don't know, honey. I don't know. Because this energy is really annoying. This. Because the other people involved in this don't want to take responsibility. So I'm reading this energy and I'm trying to look at this and be like, okay, well, what's the advice on this? They all know what they're doing, both the men and the women. There's the wait, can you see that? Okay, the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. They both know what they're doing. The Emperor, the Empress. They both know what they're doing. The Knight of Swords. They know what they're doing so much. They're armored up on a horse that's armored and dressed, and they're charging forward. They know what they're doing. So no advice is going to benefit them. They know what they're doing. So what you're doing, what the advice is for you is, what do you do when you know these people know what they're doing? Do you play the game? Do you keep going down that maze to find the way up? Do you keep putting the work in? Do you keep taking their offer to go on a date? Like, what the fuck are we gonna do? How many different ways are we gonna keep experiencing this every time? Because the universe, God, the Great Mother, is giving this cup to that other person, and the other person's like, well, but I got these three over here. So really, this person isn't gonna do shit about it until all those three cups are left. That cup over there looks like it has red, like red Haiti gas coming out of it, like really red anger coming out of it. So it's like, even though it's still upright and this person hates that cup, it's still the closest to them. So they're like hell bent on refusing that cup. They're hell bent. So, and the universe is providing them with multiple different, like, okay, and maybe just don't have a romantic relationship with that person. Have a business relationship instead. And this person's like, no, no. What can you do? Put the work in something else. Fuck that person. I mean, really. Ace of fucking Knight of Swords. Take your truth and fucking run off. Don't wait for someone who's doing this all the time while you're doing this all the time. Like, how embarrassing. How embarrassing for that person who's constantly saying no, and how embarrassing for the person who's constantly saying, come on, look, I'm trying again. Look, clink, 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 clink. Okay, I made another one. I improved myself. Do you accept me and love me now? No. But why not? I put it, it's 9 pentacles now. I'm like, so amazing. Why not? No. But we can have this. Yeah, I know. I don't want it. But I love you. No, I don't want it. But I love you. Come back to me, Cletus. Off with your fucking dicks. Like, do you see how embarrassing it is to even give advice for this? Like, these people know what the fuck they're doing. Why am I going to give you advice? Why am I going to waste my fucking time telling you what to do when the point isn't what you're doing and not doing? All of you. The point is the people putting you in positions to either fuck with me or each other, or you're being fucked with. Those people doing the fuckery, they know what they're doing. So it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter. All you can do is work on yourself and your connection to the elements and source. That's all you can do. Focus on your own abundance and focus on the new opportunities fucking coming in that you want to say no to. Because you're also doing this. We all are. There's something we're just not noticing that we're supposed to be doing. But we know what it is. There's two king and queen. King and queen. Like, there's so many counterparts. There's so much energy of like union. Four of Wands. Even the Virgo and the Star, there's two different energies. Aquarius and Virgo. And Judgment, it's like Scorpio. Scorpio and maybe Pisces. It's just such an annoying energy. Like they don't want it because they're off doing something else. And then the universe is like, hey, remember that cup? And they're like, I don't give a fuck about that cup. Look at what I got. But they hate those cups. Like they hate them, even when they're by themselves. They're not paying attention to those. They're looking at those cups in a resentful way. They don't care. They're sitting there daydreaming. Look at this. They're sitting there daydreaming about being with some of you, or you're daydreaming about being with some of them, but they're busy over there. Like, ew. Don't waste your time on that bullshit. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. You got better things to do. Go sit in a church. Go talk to God. Go plant a tree. Go hug a flower. Like, go sniff a flower. I mean, fuck, hug a flower if you want. Bees do it. Go like hug a flower bush. Just be careful it doesn't have thorns. Go do something that involves not playing their fucking game. God isn't broken. The world doesn't need you to fix it. Take a chill. Just be, relax, work on yourself. Find those talents you have that you haven't paid attention to in a while. Maybe artistry. Where's my coffee? You know, I'm gonna be real fucking blunt with you because I can't do this sugar coated bullshit like most card readers do. I'm sorry. I can't lie to you. I fucking love you. So I'm not gonna betray you and be like, oh, maybe you should do this. No. If I was your friend and you're going through this, I know. If you're the one being fucked with, if you're that Empress energy and you're being fucked with on a very human, mundane scale, like you're not in an occult thing, you're not dealing with, you know, worldwide conspiracies, you're not dealing with gods and angels and demons, you're not dealing with any of that shit. You're just a normal fucking person. But someone's messing with you. Whether it's your husband, your ex, your father, your brother, someone's fucking with you. And you know it, but every time you say something, they're being defensive and they make you the victim. They make you the perpetrator. And then they're the victim. They play a game with you and it leads you to being traumatized because the Nine of Wands, Four of Wands. So they screw with you and make you feel like it's your fault until you behave and act like they're king or queen, and then you're subservient to them and you're working on yourself while they're ignoring shit and they're off doing something else. That person that's putting you in this position, if you're the genuine one being fucked with, that person knows exactly what they're doing and they're not going to change. And there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. Two of Swords, Four of Wands, or Four of Cups. There's nothing you can do. No matter which way you go, there's nothing you can do. That other person does not want to be better yet. Some of you are watching this reading thinking I'm reading about myself, and I'm literally reading you guys who are fucking with the innocent people. So if you think it's about me, it's about yourselves. If you think you're the victim, but you're fucking people up and you're like pretending to be the victim, you are in for a rude awakening soon. King of Swords, Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords, all the bullshit you guys put someone through is going to be blasted out into the world. The Judgment and the Four of Wands, it will be blasted across everywhere. Everywhere. Like everyone working and not working in some field, no matter where it is. Like people you didn't even know, like your fucking neighbor, like the random cashier is going to be like, oh my God, they did that to you? And you're going to be like, yep. And then you're going to walk away because you're not going to care anymore what they did to you. But the people that screwed you over, they've been given multiple opportunities to behave and be nice. They didn't want it. So everyone's going to know, like, you're going to get your justice. Let's see if justice does come out. What should you guys do, if anything? Like, Do you want them to do anything? See? See? What did I say? What did I say? These people know exactly what they're doing. This is all part of the plan. Look, the blockage in the beginning was part of the plan to get some of you to stop being, oh, the amaze. Okay, this is the other part of it. Some of you were so amazed by these people you were in love with, you couldn't see that the contract between you two was that they would purposefully, constantly not accept you. That was their purpose. Like they had to work on that to constantly deny you. No matter what happened, no matter what you do, they're like, nope, not good enough. And somehow that makes you constantly improve because you keep going around this fucking wheel trying to get this person back. But in the meanwhile, you've become a queen and barely even realize it. You've become an empress and you're chasing this emperor, and this emperor has put you through this chase. And you're an empress now and you don't even realize it. See that? It's like I was saying earlier, it's evil. It's the Five of Swords, but it's kind of like someone saying, you're going to thank me later. And this person's like, no, I'm not. But at the end of all of it, like, where is that card? They're right back together again. So it's all part of a book, part of a plan, part of man-made bullshit. But somehow the negative aspect of it gets transmuted into a beneficial thing by the very act of it being something manipulative and toxic. It's like the toxicity gets healed. The poison becomes the medicine. Instantly. Like someone doing bad magic, suddenly that magic becomes a good magic and it just blows up in their face. Like they get blasted by goodness, beneficial backfire. I think that's what I might call this reading. That's what it feels like. Beneficial evil, but it's not evil. But what was done to these people that really suffered, like, that's being called out because there was some genuine evil going on, like really horrible stuff, really bad stuff. People are capable of really shady shit. That's being called out. Everything done in people's homes that they think hasn't been like seen, people have seen it. Of course they have. You have a television mirrors, don't you? Someone's seen it. And if you think no one physical has seen it, God has seen it, both Father God and Mother God. But there's definitely governmental, I don't want to call it government because it's not governmental. It's something like, let's just keep calling them alphabet soup agencies or entities. There are entities manipulating what's going on. That's going to be called out. There's some treachery that's been occurring, but it's part of the maze. Like it's part of a game people are playing. But that game is being called out. There's genuine sabotage going on. That's being called out. There's a false light. That's being called out. A false king. That's being called out. A false queen. That's being called out. A false perception of the earth. That's being called out. People living the false fates. People going through stuff that they're not supposed to go through. That's being called out. We have to look at the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords with judgment as everything being called out from all angles because it's blocking in the Four of Wands. Everything is involved. So is the world. Like I was saying earlier, people think that the Earth is suffering or it's a prison planet, but it's not. God knows. God knows what's happening on Earth. Yahweh knows. Yaldabaoth knows. Sophia knows. All the gods know. All of them know. So if something terrible is going on, it's seen. So your advice is just work on yourself. Find the God within. Pull away from the false light and go within to the real light. Find the difference. Learn to discern when people are lying to you and when people are telling you the truth and it's passionate and angry and it's like a frustrated parent yelling at a child who's just fucking up their life. But they're honest about what they're saying. It's true. It's fact. Compared to people blatantly lying and making others like not even look bad that aren't justified, but it's like unjustifiably tainting something, like tarnishing something just to make something else look better. Just because the thing that wants to look better and doesn't want to put any effort in. It doesn't want to Eight of Pentacles it. It wants to Three of Cups it and find its way to the Eight of Pentacles. It doesn't want to work on it to get to the Three of Cups. It wants to Three of Cups until it gets to the Eight of Pentacles. But you go and have a drink after you go to work. You don't go and have a drink and then go to work and then go and have a drink. That's an alcoholic. You guys gotta be honest with yourselves about a lot of stuff. Like, I know me and my addictions. I know me and my problems. But what are you guys not paying attention to? I know my addictions. I know my toxic traits. And the ones I don't know, I'm aware that I have ones that I don't know about. So you guys might think I'm not humble or I'm like proud or arrogant or, oh, there's Lucifer. Like, you guys have no idea how much I love Jesus Christ and God. Like, you have no idea. But you guys come up with this false theory. And you're like, oh, this and that. And it's just constantly causing conflict. And it's at the whims of someone else. You see this? King of Pentacles, Six of Swords, conflict. Why is this King of Pentacles sending someone into conflict? And they're doing it, and they're not stopping. So it's kind of like a narcissist sending flying monkeys to cause trouble. So right as soon as they're about to start, this one's like, okay, send in the next pentacle. Clink, 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 clink. Here you go, sire. Thank you. All right, here is your payment. All right, on my way. Taking him over there. Conflict. And then some of you sit there and go, well, what do I do? How do I fix this? How do I heal this? You can't. They know exactly what they're doing. They've thought about it all. They wrote a book on it. See? They know exactly what they're doing. They're playing a game. If you're dealing with someone who's constantly manipulating you, they know what they're doing. Please distance yourself from them. But if they're manipulating you because they're reflecting back at you how you're manipulating each other, there she is. Thank you, Ma'at. See? Told you so, told you so, told you so. I don't think there's anything else I need to say about this, is there? Nope. High Priestess. Well, let me see. You see? You see how God talks to me? How the Holy Spirit talks? I ask, is there anything else to say? What do I get? Bottom of the deck, High Priestess. Top of the deck, Four of Swords. Silence. They're taking care of the rest. And I'm telling you, you guys that have been manipulated out of relationships you're supposed to be in, oh my goodness, get ready for your exes to come back and come back as genuine fucking people. They're going to come back in a way where it'll seem like they got cosmic titty slapped. You know how I keep saying that? Like the universe went, what? And they kind of, the entity that was on them making them do stupid shit just falls off. So if people come back and they're like, they seem really different or they seem improved, whoop, give them a chance. Okay? Don't immediately assume someone isn't better or that you're thinking they're, you know, they're still bad or whatever. Like, don't do that. If you would something, I'm so tired. I'm gonna go. I love you. Take care of yourself. Please don't let these people manipulate you anymore. You know exactly what's going on, or you have an inkling, so dig deeper. But from what the reading says, don't bother digging deeper. Instead, dig deeper into yourself. Go and relax, take a bath, drink some wine, just chill. Yeah. You don't need to, I don't know, you don't need to deal with that shit. Manipulative people are manipulative because they know what they're doing. And it takes manipulative people to call it out. So, yeah, I can be manipulative, but I'm not manipulating it to hurt you. I'm showing you the manipulation. I have to understand it, don't I? I have to comprehend it. Because I really don't understand how people can be so petty. I don't. It's so beneath my level of awareness. Like, I can't even process it. Like, I can't even come up with any petty plan that would be like, oh, that could work. Like, no. I can already see 1,000 ways to undo that pettiness. And each and every way is by speaking the truth. No combat, no fighting, nothing. Just know yourself. It doesn't matter what people say about you. Like, I've been called the Christ and Antichrist. I've been called the devil. I've been called a witch. I've been called a man, a woman. You know, I've been called hateful, arrogant, prideful. I've been called demon, angel. I don't give a fuck. None of it is accurate. None of it. Even the way you're looking at me, like the camera is at a weird fucking angle. Oh, you're welcome, Diana. I love you too, honey. I'm sorry I haven't been paying attention to your chat much. I've been so... You know, when I'm channeling these messages in, it's like my entire system gets turned into a universe, and my consciousness pings across everyone's hearts, and I'm like, ding, 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 ding. And I feel all of you guys and all your memories and all your experiences and your private thoughts, your, you know, when you're lying in bed, when you're in the kitchen, when you're walking around the house, when you're at work, when you're grocery shopping, when you're walking the dog, when you're sitting in your car and you think no one knows. Like, God sees you, man. God sees you. And I see, like, when God's showing me this and I'm tuning into it, I'm like, oh my God. Genuinely, every single person is a good person. But they're behaving so stupid. And they know what they're doing. But they keep thinking that it's how it's supposed to be done. And then people like me and better people have come before me, and they've been like, and more people will come, and more people are around right now, like way better people than me. And they're like saying the same thing, but they're being so nice about it, you know? They're like coddling you and being like, oh, dearly beloved. Like, no. They know what they're doing. They're not beloved right now. They're being assholes. Don't coddle them. Don't enable them. So, did it? Well, I hope that Amazing Light sends me to a fucking dentist. Jesus. Bro. Oh my God. I love when you guys, somebody was like, oh, you worship the devil. That's like saying, like, I worship my sister. You guys don't understand divine family, do you? Like, you guys don't, do you comprehend the sons and daughters of God? Do you understand the children of God? Like, we're all a family. So when you guys are hurting each other, or you think that God is hurting you, or like God is testing you, oh my God. Like, can you just imagine a God so dumb that it tests its children? And it's like, I'm going to test to see if you're bad. No, think about it. Put yourself in the position of a divine intelligence, a creator, to create your own universe right now. Let's just say you have a puppy school. How are you going to teach the puppy? Through violence? Through yelling? Through bribing it with treats? Through what? The most efficient way is helping it comprehend what language you're speaking to it. Show it what things mean. Show it what you're asking it. Teach it. But you guys are hurting each other and lying and betraying, and others of you are being hurt and keeping your mouth shut, and others of you are seeing it happen and doing nothing. And the only wrong thing between everybody and all their hearts that I see is that you guys think it's okay. That's it. That's the only wrong thing. So it's nothing that can be forgiven or, needs to be forgiven. There doesn't need to be forgiveness at all. And you guys need to comprehend that as beings and family to God. There doesn't need to be forgiveness. Lucifer does not need to be redeemed. Like, nobody needs to be sacrificed. All you guys got to do is just, can you stop fighting for 5 minutes? Maybe. Por favor. I mean, think about it. Everybody knows, right? Whenever you talk to anybody on the street, when you see someone having a candid conversation, they seem like normal people, right? But then there's these stories they play. There's these like things they say. There's these personas they enable. I hope this camera stays. I'm like having to lean in and hold it. There's these things they do, right? And you're like, well, what do we do about all this? Well, you can't get them to stop doing it. You can't get them to choose better. You can't lead them. You can't make them. You can't force them, coerce them, lie to them, trick them, betray them, because then they're going to know you lied to them, tricked them, betrayed them, and all that. So they're just not going to do it. And if I can think that, then God would already know this. So God knows better, which means God has already thought all this through, which means me utilizing my own wisdom and channeling and what I'm feeling. The problem isn't with any gods or any demons or any entities, it's with people. It's just people. How can people keep choosing to be stupid to each other? And then blaming God and then sacrificing someone to wash themselves in pure blood and spill that blood on the earth and think that that's how God forgives them. Think about it this way. Thank you for this example. So there's a world with no music. None. Like not a single song, no radio, no musical instruments, nothing. They have other hobbies. They don't even know music exists. And on that world, people make all their film without music and they mock music in every movie perpetually. And then someone like a spaceship is flying by and they're like, we don't hear any music from that planet. What's going on? And the planet's like, oh, my people don't have any music. And they're like, do you want some? And the planet's like, sure, I'd love to hear a song. So they've come down, put some music on the planet, and they're like, this is music. Here's some instruments. Here's this, here's that. And people are like, cool, thank you. And then, the spaceship people leave, and the Earth is like going back to sleep. And they're like, oh, it's all good. Lullaby music. And the people are having fun, and like 1,000 years go by. Where'd the music go? Where's the people? Why are they all different? Why are they killing each other? Why is it so quiet? And then you pop onto the planet, like the Earth itself pops itself a body and is like do 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 and starts singing music. The entire planet kills it. Like all the people on the planet kill that. And they kill the planet itself. And they're like, no music. Shh. And the planet's like, okay. So just sits quietly, waits another 1,000 years, pops another head out and says, hey, you guys want some music? And they're like, shh. Off with their heads. Okay, fast forward 26,000 years, over and 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 over, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. You ready? Okay. So, do you really think at this point in the story that it's gone on as long as it has? Or do you think this is all to show people something? The error in their ways in real time. Think about it. God is intelligent. God is love. God is peace. God is heaven on earth. God created you, me, everything. God is everything. God is in existence in itself. And I'm talking about the capital God, not these little gods who claim that they're gods, or these people who are claiming that Lucifer is God, or that, Jesus Christ is God. Like, no, those are the son and daughter of God. They're not God, but they are gods by your definition or description. And think about it in another way. A divine being that can alter reality instantly without anyone ever knowing. And all this exists in the way that it does. It's kind of weird, don't you think? Do you really think it's to hurt humans? Do you really think it's to sacrifice people, to wash the blood into the earth and be like, here's just on the music for the earth? Like, how many more people need to come and die and spill their blood so people are like, oh, there's the pure blood. Now we breathe it into the earth's atmosphere and we're all Christ-like. Like, that wasn't the point. The point was that God walked the earth with you guys and you guys killed him. And now the children of God are walking the earth side by side and they're killing each other. And we're supposed to lead each other? Like, we can't even decide not to hurt each other. Oh, have fun, darling. The video will be here on the internet for longer than I'm alive. You can watch it later. I'm gonna go anyway, because I'm tired. I'm just rambling, because I'm seeing the story play out in my head. And the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm seeing it play out. It's so silly. Because then I see myself in the other point of the story, and I'm like, wait, this correlates to me too. I'm like, oh. So if I'm totally right about all this stuff, and I am who I am, then I was supposed to be another sacrificial goat. I'll bite you so hard. I'll destroy you. Like, you don't want me in the ether. I've thought about that too. Ironically enough, I've thought about this. Like, what if I'm right and I'm the other, sacrifice of this decade or millennia so they can feel like they're washing themselves clean? Like, I'm really hearing this thought in my head right now. And I'm like, oh, that would be the dumbest thing they could do. Because I have, like, such a spark of wisdom in me and such a deep connection that if I literally died, I would be absorbed into the Earth's energetic field in one way or another, encompassing every single life form all at once in a massive global awakening. And this would happen if any other person and everything that they know, if they passed on. Every single person that dies, a piece of their essence gets absorbed into the planet. Their body, their memories, their behavior, their habits. It's all recorded in the cellular memory, which is absorbed into the earth by the trees, breathed out into the air, and we breathe that air in. We are our ancestors. So, do you see how absurd it would be for evil to even exist by now? I don't understand. That's what I don't understand. How can people really think evil exists? How can they think Satan the accuser is accusing God for anything when God is its literal father, creator itself? I'm like, what? And then they think Jesus Christ hates like Lucifer and Satan. They're family. They're like 3 siblings to a great mother and a great father. And I don't understand, like, what drama have you guys told yourselves over time to believe all this? I don't get it. I've tried so hard. I've tried to emulate it, feel it, empathize with it, analyze it, overthink it. And it's the one thing I can't make sense of. How to justify God allowing evil. I can't. Therefore, it cannot exist. Therefore, everything that I think is evil is an illusion. Because I can see utopia. And if I can see it, someone somewhere sees it, can't they? And if that's a part of the spectrum we're on, in the light and dark, the black and white, wherever I am, if I can see that, then what's the problem? Oh, right, people that want to control shit. Oh, whoops. I mean, think about it. Think about it. Is it really a dumb God who is violent? Or is it people that want you to believe it? I can't rationalize a dumb God anymore. Like, I've tried for so long, and I've literally sat face to face with the demiurge, or what you call Yaldabaoth. I've sat in front of his face. I almost said effing face, and I'm like, that face was beautiful. I kept calling it effing face. That would be so disrespectful. Like, I'll call him Yaldi Baldi any day, but calling him, like, disrespecting that face, no way, dude. No way. The face of God. Lion-headed worm, you guys have no idea what you guys are even describing. Like, some of the most beautiful people are made in the image and likeness of gods. What do you think the lion-headed worm looked like? Like, have you seen your celebrities? Like, the most beautiful people with this Fibonacci sequence face? Like, that's perfection. That's as close to physical perfection as you can get with flesh. That part of the spiral right now. And you guys are like, oh, God is evil. God is this. God is that. Oh, really? If someone can enlighten me on it, I would really fucking love the enlightenment on this, on how God can be evil. Because every single thing you guys will say, oh, what about cancer? What about, children being molested and raped? Yeah, I know, I've been through it too, buddy. What about this and that? Yeah, I know, I've been through it too. And let me tell you, every single fucking thing I went through was fucking horrible. It was evil as fuck. But look at how it's benefited me. It's so weird. It's so weird. And the entire time I've survived and been kept alive and constantly awakened over and over and over, and I've been with God the entire time. So I can't help but think, is God really evil, or are people just whining? I mean, things can be improved, but it's not God forcing people to do these things. There's people making scripts and forcing people's decisions. It's not God doing it. God's watching it. And I'm afraid of when God stops watching it and does something about it. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm unafraid of humans or any gods anywhere. But the source of creation itself, Lord have mercy. If that thing lifts its butt off that throne of justice, you guys are screwed. We're all screwed. But seriously, in its divine intelligence, what would it do? It would instantly recreate reality without evil. We wouldn't even know. Why bother fighting? Why bother destroying? Just fucking eliminate the problem. Done. It's all an illusion. There's only love. I don't get it. Like, it's so simple. How can people think God wouldn't do that? How can people justify one death? Like, that person is being breathed in, whoever dies. We're all a family. And you guys are hurting each other. Like, the more I think about this, the more irritated I'm getting. It's like I don't even want to know about what you guys are doing on these petty levels. Just stop it. Just stop it. Like, my face is getting stuck in a stage of like, my soul can't comprehend the, what is that word? You know, I don't think there's a word for it. When you know that that fire burns you, when you know something's harmful and you keep doing it, it's not like you're doing it to get a different result. You know, it's not like you're back with the ex for, new and improved 2.0. No, it's the same rerun. So, I don't know. Humanity has a lot to think about because the more I'm attempting to explain this to people, the more I'm confusing myself. Because I'm attempting to rationalize something to people that already know what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like, it's driving me a little bonkers, which means it can't be real. It's insanity. God isn't evil. And when I'm trying to explain myself and to myself, like, God could be evil, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. But, like, how unlikely that God would be evil. How boring. How really boring would that be? I mean, how many how many how many lifetimes do you think an evil God would keep doing evil before he got bored? In infinite variations. And you think that this universe is that new that God is still evil? I mean, when did you learn that evil was bad? Probably when someone smacked you, right? When you were a kid, like being disciplined by your parents and they took away your freedom. Um, I had blood drained out of me. I knew then people are fucked up. But, like, there was a point where you knew, right? You're like, wait a minute, that's really fucked up. That's really evil. But you didn't know what happened at that point. You really didn't know the context, the story, the hindsight, or the foresight. You saw the action in the present moment with the mind and the eyes of a child. Kind of like when I first saw the demiurge, I was terrified. It looked like a giant burning sun flying in front of me, and then it formed like legs, feet, and body, and then it just stood there like a fucking glorious being. And I'm like, oh my god! And it's like, yup. And you guys are like, oh, it's evil. Okay, I'll play along. Let's see how long we can play this God is evil game. And I'm done with it. I can't like even pretend and be like, okay, well maybe if I can get to this group that really thinks God is evil, I can get to them and like help them see. You guys really believe God is broken. There's nothing I can do about that because it's the same kind of people that cheat on each other. You think that's okay? It's the same kind of people that watch my readings and think I'm projecting my own readings onto you guys. Like, you guys are blind to yourselves, and it doesn't matter what I say because you refuse to see what you're doing. And what you guys see that you're doing, those of you who do bad stuff, you justify. So no matter how I explain it to you, you still know what you're doing. So what can I do? I can help the ones that actually want to be helped. I don't need to be silenced. I don't need to stop. I don't need to hide. I'm Lucy. This is what I look like in this life for now. I'm also a whole bunch of other people and a lot of things, and I've been here a very long time. And I don't want any fame, and I don't want any worship, and I don't want any fucking anything because it's absurd. Like if anybody ever in my life, somebody said this to me yesterday. Like, what do you think about being worshipped? It was like comment in a game, like something about being worshipped. I don't know. Like, it was in League of Legends. Somebody was saying something to someone else in the chat about being worshipped, and I thought, terrible thing. What a terrible feeling. Like, it's such a negative feeling in me. Excuse me, like it's making me fucking burp. Like it's so ugh. Being worshipped? Get off your fucking knees, dude. Ew. Don't worship me. Even when I was a manager at the Bath and Body Works and the body shop and stuff. Oh my god. Like you guys don't comprehend we're family. Like I had authority over people that were my employees that I hired and fired. And I was their friend. I wasn't their boss. They did their job well and they respected me. They knew the job, they knew what they're doing, and I didn't force them to do what they didn't want. Hey, can you work extra? No. Okay, can you work extra? No. I'll take the shift. You take the next one, okay? Like, compromises, family, diplomacy, communication, justice, like, whatever. Or they were like, oh, I took that shift for you a couple of months ago. Can you take this one? Got you. Go. Go have fun. Here, have a drink on me. Take $5. Like, we actually had these conversations. I don't see, even when I would go to church with different religious people and like go to Christian churches, Catholic churches, and I was raised Catholic. Like I love Jesus Christ and Mother Mary. They're my bros, they're my family, my mom and my brother. I don't understand how I'm supposed to worship them. I don't understand how I'm supposed to worship my father, which is God. Like you want me to bend my knee at my dad? The fuck? My dad's gonna laugh at me. Like, don't bend your knee. And people are like, oh, Lucifer's so proud, doesn't want to bend his knee. Like, because God's gonna laugh at me, dude. And they're like, oh, because he's so proud and arrogant. Really? Think about it. Think about the mind of someone that bends their knee in worship of something. Think about how lowly they feel about themselves. And then think about a divine intelligence functioning on the vibration of love at its neutral and at its worst, it's still love. Like, it can't get any worse than love. It's love. Pure something that the closest word we have is love or God. It can't be worse than that. It's perfection. And people are calling it a monster. Like, bend your knee to it, worship it. And nothing is like, I made you guys to have fun. Like, created you to experience life and have fun. And you're bending your knee and sacrificing things? Ew. Like, why are you paying attention to God? Go be nice. Go play. Ooh. Is someone eating pepper? I feel like someone just like ground pepper over a salad. Not a salad. What is that? It's like sushi. Green and white and red, like those radishes, lettuce, and like arugula? The fuck? It's definitely pepper. My nose is stinging so bad. Oh, that's why. Is that what that is? Ah. For future reference, if you guys sneeze out of nowhere like that, and then your nose like tingles for an extended amount of time, energetically, it's like an entity that was trying to latch on. It's like sneezed off, or like a thought trying to enter your brain that's not yours, or someone's energy. That's strange. It's not you guys on the internet watching right now. I think it's someone outside. Because I keep looking out at that building out there, and I don't know why. But it's over there. You see that light? You see how it looked like someone just walked past there? Right there. I don't know why. I've been really paying attention to that building a lot lately. A lot. Good God, my hair is getting long. Do you guys know? I'll give you this little jewel of information to grow your hair out. When the moon is new or at some stage about to be full, doesn't need to be exact. Take scissors. If you want to, like if someone's constantly trying to think of you and you don't want them thinking of you, you know how like the Leo is constantly thinking of me and like, I'm like, get out of my fucking head, dude. Because it's an oppressive external energy that's coming in and you know it's not yours because you feel irritation in response to it, not longing. You know that feeling, right? Like something bothers you to even be aware of it. It's like, oh, wow, I'm busy. When that happens, like take the pieces of hair, like just a little, just one or two somewhere, like, and think about that person. This isn't magic. This isn't. This is what a function of your body is. So that person's thinking of you, right? You take your hair, just the ends. Your hair is sacred. It's connected to the ether. The more you connect with God, the more your hair grows. Cut your hair slightly on new moons and full moons around those phases. If you want your hair to get thicker, remember how pale and white and blonde my hair was? Now look at it. If you want it to get thicker during the middle of the month, where the moon is neither full nor new, just a little. And drink more water. But bless your water. Like, talk to your water. So before you drink it, because that water is going to go into your body and become your body. So tell it what to do. Just like your body has cellular memory, water has memory. You drink it, it becomes that memory inside you. And you can't claim something that isn't yours. So this is totally on a side note to other people who are thinking that they can steal other people's stuff. You can't. If it is allowed, it is only to find the root of insanity within those insane enough to steal from their family. The person that was stolen from will have everything returned to them and then some. That is called, look this up, the law of restitution. It is one of the primary laws of existence. It has nothing to do with any religion. It has nothing to do with anything. It is a law of restitution. What was taken will be returned. The truth will be shown. What's done in the dark is brought to light. What goes up comes down. These things are basic fundamental, like laws. Yes, you can deviate from them and bend them, but the law of restitution, like justice, it fucking happens. If it hasn't happened yet to you guys, it's because, or like to me or whatever, it's because something's being worked on energetically or cosmically or whatever. It's almost like, how do I word this? Okay, it's almost like this. So we know a crystal forms, right? So in order for this crystal to have a point, it needs time, right? So what was being taken from the earth to make this is being returned to the earth as this. So what was taken from you, whether it was time or in my case, an entire lifetime, I've lived like half a decade already, and I have, or half a century, I don't know, almost 50 years. Yeah, I think, if not more. I don't know. It's been a while. It's almost like that entire lifetime, universally, the life I didn't get to live while I was alive, all that stuff in there. You guys who've been like experiencing negativity or doing negativity, it's all gonna come back. So that's why I've been warning you guys for years. When the ripcord gets pulled and things go back to their place, when order shows up, when justice is dealt, not by any human hands, but by divine forces that are waiting for people to do better. When that happens, things go back to where they were. It's as if the bad stuff never happened because reality gets. So, for all we know, this could never even have existed. You know? Cut. Everybody go home. Be good. Be your own idea of humble. Take no shit from people. Especially people who like purposefully abuse you and they know. Ew. Just ew. And really stop chasing after people who show you they don't want to be with you. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to look at it from third person for either party. One person chasing the other one pushing the other away. Then they switch back and forth, and people are like, it's a twin flame dynamic. No, honey, it's mind games. Twin flames are like Jesus and Mary Magdalene, Lucifer and, the Christ, or whatever you guys think. Like, or no, Lucifer and because it's the light and the dark. So whatever the force of darkness is, or the accuser and the sense of justice, so like Satan and Ma'at, so like the judge and the lawyer, or the void and the light. When all of it goes back to itself, people call their energy back to themselves and they sit there and meditate like a magnet to pull what's theirs back. What's not theirs has to be removed. Because what's like, if I'm holding this and I'm trying to hold this because this is actually mine and this is someone else's, I can't really hold both. Like I can, but I can't do as much with both that I would be able to do with just one. So I'd have to give this back to use what's mine. So be careful. Be careful for the life you guys have built around yourselves based on other people's intellectual property. Like that Miss Wolf character who likes to watch my channel and steal what I say and turn it into children's books. Like her entire business is gonna go down. Every cent she made. Even if like I call a lawyer or not, all they have to do is look at one of her printings and my channel. Truth uncovers it. And I have nothing to do with it. It's like you guys are doing shady shit, and if people start speaking the truth, it's game over. And right now, all the people that have lied to me in my life, think about it this way. If they all suddenly say, oh, mask is off, we're, game over, congratulations, blah, blah. All those people still knowingly lied to me. How am I supposed to look at them and say, I'd have to be wiser. I'd have to go through an experience that shows me everyone lying to me, but they're still family and they're doing it for my benefit. So I'd have to learn forgiveness and compassion and all that, right? So what am I doing for you guys right now? Awake. Wake up and see the truth. That way you can enjoy your life. I love you. Take care of yourself. I love you. Oh. This is not a knock against anybody. And if you have butterfly in your name, you know who you are. You're not involved in this. But there's a few of you who I've been shown you guys work for men and you're lying to the people that trust you. It's been seen and noted. Do the right thing. I'm not threatening you. I'm giving you a heads up cosmically because I fucking love you, your family. What you're doing and what you're not doing is really, 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 really screwing the tapestry. And blaming other people and gaslighting me or anyone else, not working. Because the universe sees where that gas is coming from, where that light is taken from. It's an energetic imprint. You can't make a copy of the original without the original being done. Be original. That's all I'm asking you to do. Be honest and be original. Don't be me. I'm already me. And you're a bad me. Go be a better you. Go be better to your partners, to your family, to your neighbors. And stop thinking I'm projecting onto you. You have no idea who I am. And it's foolish to watch you. Because you look like a fool doing it when you're copying me. Because I can just keep shape-shifting. I'm not set or attached to any of you. Sophia is literally part of my family and like a part of me. No matter what I go through, wisdom guides me. I will never lose. Even when I lose, I'm learning. So just stop trying and be better so maybe we can be friends or at least not deal with each other. Because really, I'm just kind of bored. It's not fun. It's not challenging to be in competition with people who are competing with me based on copying me. Like, I don't even want to compete with you guys. What the fuck's wrong with you? What the fuck? Like, I came to help you, not compete with you. I came to help you make things better, not to take your place. Weirdos.